A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold declaration, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that Israeli troops will continue to occupy a recently seized buffer zone in Syria for the foreseeable future. This statement was made during his visit to Mount Hermon, a strategic location that has gained significance following the recent upheaval in Syria. Netanyahu's comments come at a time when international pressure is mounting for Israel to withdraw from the newly captured territory, particularly amidst ongoing efforts to reach a ceasefire deal in Gaza. The Israeli military moved into the demilitarized zone between Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights after the collapse of Bashar al-Assad's government earlier this month. While Israeli officials have characterized this military action as a temporary measure aimed at ensuring national security, no timeline has been provided for troop withdrawal. The Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz, has instructed military forces to prepare for an extended stay in the region, indicating a shift in strategy. During his visit to Mount Hermon, Netanyahu reminisced about his own military service, stating, "It makes me nostalgic. I was here 53 years ago with my soldiers in a patrol of the Israel Defense Forces. The place hasn't changed, it's the same place, but its importance to Israel's security has only grown in recent years, especially with the dramatic events happening below us in Syria." This sentiment underscores the historical significance of the region for Israel, which captured a significant portion of Syria's Golan Heights during the Six-Day War in 1967, territory that is still regarded as occupied by most of the international community. The recent Israeli military actions in the buffer zone are part of a broader strategy to solidify its presence in the region. Netanyahu's government has also approved plans to expand settlements in the Golan Heights, a move that could potentially double the area's population. This expansion is seen as a means to further entrench Israeli control over the territory amidst ongoing conflicts. As Israel continues to assert its military presence in Syria, it faces criticism from various international actors, including the United Nations and several Arab nations, which accuse Israel of violating the 1974 ceasefire agreement and exploiting the instability in Syria for territorial gain. Since the ouster of Assad, Israel has reportedly launched hundreds of missile strikes targeting various military installations within Syria, further escalating tensions in the region. Netanyahu's visit to Mount Hermon marks a significant moment, as it appears to be the first time a sitting Israeli leader has ventured this deep into Syrian territory since the conflict began. The Israeli Prime Minister emphasized that the troops would remain in the buffer zone until a new arrangement is established that guarantees Israel's security. Despite his claims of having no interest in escalating conflict with Syria, the ongoing military operations suggest otherwise. The timing of Netanyahu's remarks coincides with ongoing negotiations for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, where both sides have expressed cautious optimism regarding the possibility of reaching an agreement. The CIA director has been engaged in discussions with Qatari officials, indicating a renewed focus on securing a ceasefire for hostages deal. However, significant hurdles remain, as key issues regarding the release of hostages and the terms of a potential agreement have yet to be resolved. A Palestinian official involved in the negotiations stated that while mediators have made progress in narrowing the gaps on most clauses, Israel has introduced new conditions that Hamas has rejected. There are concerns within Hamas regarding the sustainability of any agreement reached under the Biden administration, particularly with the upcoming swearing-in of Donald Trump, which could lead to a resurgence of Israeli military operations in Gaza. As the situation continues to unfold, both sides remain entrenched in their positions, with Israel believing that a significant number of hostages remain in Gaza, while Hamas insists that any agreement must not impose new conditions. The ongoing conflict has resulted in devastating humanitarian consequences, with reports indicating that over 45,000 Palestinians have died in Gaza since the onset of the war, primarily women and children. In conclusion, Netanyahu's recent statements and military actions underscore a critical juncture in Israeli-Syrian relations and the broader geopolitical landscape in the Middle East. The future of the buffer zone, the fate of hostages, and the potential for a ceasefire remain uncertain as both sides navigate the complexities of this protracted conflict. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.